the work that you love. However, what happens when that love feels lost or buried deep down? Hello and welcome. You are listening to the Lama podcast. I'm Gunjan.
Rajiv.
Rajiv, I very vividly remember that line of yours when I was burning out and I was not able to make that particular deliverable I was supposed to do. And then you said, Gunjan, creativity है, टूथपेस्ट नहीं है, ढक्कन खोदा निकल गई.
Yes,
And
that is true.
and that somehow stayed with me. And specifically when people say that choose the work that you love and then you'll never work a day in your life. And I want to unravel this, that how it's a biggest lie, because passion cannot stay like one. For some people
Yeah,
it might, for some people it may not. And there are changes that keep happening, and you just don't want to catch up with those changes because that hampers your creativity or your
yeah, yeah.
passion. So just want to peel the onion and
Yeah,
explore
so
this topic.
before we get to that, the line that I said in Hindi, I know that I use it very often, or I have used it. I don't get the opportunity now. Uh, During our at Intel, we used to have the innovation camps and innovation targets and all that. So I used to say that creativity is not like a toothpaste, that you squeeze on one end, one end, and out comes from the other end. So so yeah, but in Hindi is what I told you.
Yeah,
So
it's
it
more
is true,
punch.
right? Yeah, so you see, the uh, whether you work for passion or not is something that is, I would say, debatable, because uh, money also can be my passion, right? When every time people, they say, you should be passionate about uh, work or money, or sorry, the creativity or whatever. It, they don't realize that I can be passionate about anything today, and my passion may change tomorrow. Then what happens, right? So there will be ups and downs. Or my passion is not actually about the work I do, but my passion is to, for example, money or fame or recognition, or anything.
You do something
So
and the effects of
yeah,
that.
so the question is, what drives you,
That's a better way of looking at it. Yes. What drives you?
right? Because then, let's say if fame drives me, and then I may be switching my work from one to another, but the underlying thing that I'm still chasing is fame or money, or actually there 10,000 things. Every person may have a different, what we call a drive. So I think that is something that people don't understand, that when they say, should be passionate about work or passionate about what you do, but what is the underlying driver? Only you
And the
can tell.
first question is, how do you find your passion? And then,
No, how do you find what drives you? That is a deeper question. So then you have to introspect, you have to understand yourself in a much, much, much better, I would say, context.
and since I'm a creative person, Rajiv, my questions will revolve around creativity. There are two people who I think are creative. One is those who are into like film industry and uh, media or anything, print media or social media or general media, or mathematicians who do
Mathematicians,
yeah,
very
they do
interesting.
a lot of
Creative,
assumptions and yes, they are.
imaginary
Suppose
numbers.
imaginary numbers, suppose, so they are very creative. And I want to bring here a Greek mathematician who gave us Archimedes principle. And it happened when he was doing a very mundane task. He
Like in a
was,
bathtub.
yes, like in a bathtub. So That's what creativity is about. That when everything stops, creativity starts. And he was really under pressure that what the stories that I've heard, that he was really under pressure that he has to figure out that if it's a gold crown or if it's a silver crown, and how will you determine without damaging the crown,
A eureka moment. Yeah.
and that eureka moment. And it does not come with the pressure. It comes when you are actually, or maybe it comes like when there's a lot of pressure, and when that eureka moment is there, and you are like, you feel so relieved.
But why do you think that, the only mathematicians and the entertainment industry are creative?
No, that's not what I said.
Yeah.
All women are creative. They produce really, but this has been my area where I have seen people around me.
I think everybody's, you think about
They have
the,
some or the other.
the delivery people, the delivery guys.
A
They're so
delivery
creative
guy,
in their
sales
routes,
guy, yes, delivery guy,
because they
sales
know that
guy.
they have to, meet the target in 10-minute delivery or whatever. They'll figure out the fastest route. That's creativity. I think almost everybody has that creative edge. The question is that where do you use it and how do you amplify it?
No, my point is not the monetization part, but the pressure part, the deadline part. That again, as I said, print media. If a news has to go tomorrow, it has to go tomorrow. Person cannot take his own sweet time, because if there's a shell value to every news. If you delay, it won't hold any value.
Yeah. Yeah. Yesterday's newspaper is today's paper wrap.
Yes.
Yeah. So, you see, the question is about, do you follow your passion at work, or do you have a side, like, we talked about a side hustle or hobby or whatever, where you exercise your passion? I think that's a more, um, I would say more important way to look at it. A lot of times people will only say follow your passion and that's it, as if it's, you follow your passion and all the problems will be solved. I always say that, and even to my own children and, all the youngsters who come to me for advice about career and all that, I say, see, you have two choices, or actually you have one choice. Either you choose a lifestyle, say, this is the lifestyle I want. Then forget about everything else. Find the job that will give you that lifestyle. And you have to work your butt off, right? Or you choose your passion that, hey, I want to be a musician. I want to be a painter or whatever. Then accept the lifestyle it will give you. You cannot say that I want to be a painter, but I want to earn like a, techie or, whatever, the flavor of the era is, right? The influencers um, with million followers or 10 million followers. So either, because once you choose what, what is your driver, this is where I come back to what drives you. Only then you'll be able to actually accept the reality and say, well, okay, I know that money drives me. Now I can, I have option of robbing a bank, or I have option of becoming a techie, or I have option of becoming a, financial, investment, hedge fund manager, or I have, so pick one, the 10, so many different avenues where you can earn money. But then you have to go after it with passion because your underlying driver is money. Then show the passion around earning money. Even if robbing a bank requires a lot of creativity and, boldness. You and I don't think we will ever be able to rob even a grocery store. We may actually get robbed in a grocery store. But so that
Yeah, that too.
I think that that's the way, we should look at it.
That too, someone will give me some money that can you please keep something with yourself. So
Exactly. He has a change to go back home for women.
Yeah, we have wasted a lot of time on you. But coming to creativity, passion, uh, work that is related to creativity, my opinion and what I have seen, when people get into creative field, they don't do what they want to do. They do what is trending,
Yeah,
what
but
people
that,
are
see,
liking.
yes, yes. Because then the underlying driver is popularity and money. Then and so that's what I'm saying. See,
And
this is where I think it
that's
is
the
very
lie I
important
think
to,
we
yeah,
yeah, that's the lie we
yes,
want to unravel, that it's not the passion that you're following, it's the popularity or the perks that are coming with that being creative
exactly,
that you are.
exactly. So, for example, whenever I used to manage team, even today, I categorize the team, the, let's say I have 10 people team, right? So there'll be very clearly one or two, 2% of people, like one or two people who are drivers, who like want to drive, want to actually go faster. They are very passionate about growth and getting name out there or whatever. And then there are laggards, which are like 1 or 2% people who, no matter what you do, they will not perform, or they will always find excuses, blame somebody else for their failure, or their so there will be that the extreme, two extremes. But the majority in between, I call them silent performers. These are people who actually, they come to work, they perform to the best of their ability, but they will neither ask for, they will not complain, they will not, ask for more raises or money and all that. But they have a good balance between, okay, this is my job, but I will still give my best to my job. And then you go home and do whatever you want to do. I think even they are very creative. So creativity, I don't think is, can be easily classified to, one or two categories of people, or the influencers or the media and all that. I think creativity will be at different levels in
For
different
different people.
category of people,
True.
and will show you different results. And people will come across, some the silent performers will never come across very passionate. They will be sitting, they will clap, they will be happy, they'll be very enthusiastic about performing well,
I
and
tell
that's
you,
it.
I tell you where this is coming from. As a lead, what difference I see between the drivers and the silent performers. Rest I'm just keeping them aside. Yeah, drivers are beyond this fear of failure. They don't
No,
care.
no, no, no. I
No,
think
no, no, no.
drivers,
Silent performers have this fear of failure. That if I drive this and what if this doesn't work? Drivers are beyond this. That we will make this decision, we fail, we don't perform well. That's a different story altogether, and we analyze it later. But they have that ability of doing things without over analyzing anything. This is my
yeah.
observation
So
as a lead,
okay,
what I have seen in my team.
my opinion on this is that the drivers are people who are impatient. They also have, and they are more risk takers.
Impatient with what? Impatient with actions or
With
impatient with
status quo,
results?
with status quo.
Okay.
So let's say today, I am working on, let's say, I'm a techie, so I can take some technical example. So let's say I'm working on some, yeah, like SAP, very popular enterprise solution, right? And I keep working on it. I'm in supply chain module of SAP. I can literally spend my entire life in that, right? So I'm not a driver. I'm a silent performer. I have stuck to a particular domain, and within that domain, I've stuck to a particular topic, and I'm happy. It's not that I'm not learning, but the learning is very, very, very incremental, right? Because there's a limit to what you call as the beyond a certain point, then the ROI comes, way down. So the risk takers are who have worked in SAP for maybe 3, 5, 7 years. And now they say, hey, I hear this new thing around, artificial intelligence. So they will jump into a brand new domain or a field, or HR, let's say, from supply chain to HR, or sales and marketing. So they will be able to take a risk into a brand new unknown. It's not that they will not be afraid to fail. They will still be afraid to fail, but they will bounce back much faster. Silent performers are people who are risk averse, but not necessarily for the uh, the failure, but simply because they want to live in the comfort zone. They are there. So I would differentiate between being risk, taking risk versus fear of failure. Two separate things.
And how about the pressure of always being right? Like if you're into analytics, there is always a pressure of being right.
That everybody has.
And specifically, like I think we have discussed in earlier podcast as well that uh, company and had this, they hired some 11,000 folks, and year later they fired 10,000 folks. So in AHM, it was asked, where did you go wrong? Where was your analytics wrong? And it was senior leadership to whom
Yeah.
new hires were asking this question, where did your analytics go wrong?
Yeah.
That
But
out
the
of
problem is that the
11,000,
senior leaders don't get fired. Right? The
yeah,
10,000
they
people
don't
get
get,
fired.
yeah, untouchable.
So 10,000 people pay for the mistake or stupidity of one senior leader. So, but that's, I would say, prerogative of the position. That's power.
And it's not like they learn from their mistakes. I think this cycle happens every 5 years.
Yeah, see, now we are talking about the power struggles and the influence and all that.
Yes, we are
But I
deviating a
think,
little bit.
yeah, but the thing is that uh, the leader still took a risk. He or she may have a very strong vision saying, hey, this is the way I want to take the company. And for that, I need to hire 10, 11,000 people, whatever, right? Because the company, the person may have taken a very big bet and big risk on something brand new. They want to pivot the company, they want to steer the company to new direction. So they see there are multiple things that may happen. It may be a pure, very, a risky venture, but a very creative risky venture. So the question becomes that, what do we want to promote? What do we want to incentivize? Do we want to incentivize risk taking? And this is a very interesting example. I have managed teams, across the globe. And I can tell you, I can pinpoint within maybe a week or 2 weeks working with a team that, where this team will fall in terms of being innovative, taking risk, driving things, driving the change versus delivering to the expectations. And the results vary a lot. You can see that in real life. Look at China. Just 2 weeks ago, they totally surprised the world with DeepSeek, a better AI model than that costed
ChatGPT
like
and Gemini.
100 or whatever they were saying for $5 million they were able to this thing. And I was reading about their architecture and the approach. Very innovative, very, very innovative. But surprisingly, India has the most software developers in the world. And that tells you exactly where we are. Look at the majority of the innovations that the world, the technical innovations come out of Israel. Such a small country. The WhatsApp, we are using Zoom and all that. It started with from Israel. ICQ was the first consumer app that came out. So the thing is that it's just simply saying being passionate about your work is just one ingredient out of, I think, 20 other ingredients that really make you successful or not make you successful. I think the underlying thing is what drives you.
Rajiv, I'll quote Shah Rukh Khan here. You need to be rich to be a philosopher.
Yes.
When we compare that there's a lot of innovation happening in US, a lot of innovation happening here, there, whatever in developed countries, but we forget that again, as you said, what is driving you? Here, everyone wants that convenient life, and then
Yeah.
they
So
want to
that's what I mean, comfort
blindly
zone.
comfort zone, and then they want to blindly follow. You think we cannot create earth moving vehicles like JCB or Caterpillar? We can, right? But it's just that we are so much into analysis, so much into costing that if we produce
No.
something which is
I'll make
and
another statement that
yes,
I made
please.
on Twitter recently. You know, our culture and our society encourages seeking job rather than creating jobs.
That is true.
That's it.
That
Fundamental
is
difference.
true. Yes, yes. See, the thing is when we were talking about the uh, salaries or the kind of money film stars make, and the kind of money they make is insane. I used to think who is making that much of money, who can pay them that much of money, and why can't we think like them? That instead of earning that much of money, I should be able to make that much of money that I can like give that
Hire
millions
a
and
film
millions of
star.
dollars. I'm sorry,
Hire a film star. Yes.
that I can hire a film star, that I can call him for my private party.
Yeah,
So
you will not be able to make that kind of money by doing 9 to 5 job.
nobody pays you for 9 to 5 job. There's no such thing as 9 to 5 job. You
Or
work
9 to 7.
around.
Or
Yeah, yeah,
whatever. 12 hour or
whatever,
14 hour job, whatever. Okay.
whatever,
You will
whatever. So
never be
yeah,
able to make
that's
money, that kind
That's
of money.
Naval
Yes.
Ravikant has also said that nobody gets rich by doing a job. You have to find something for yourself and
Yes.
you have
That's
to,
where the passion comes in.
that's where the passion comes from. So, leaving that apart, yes, that is very true that we think, how can we make that much of money rather than thinking that how can we make money? And there are very few people who think like that.
Yeah, but so what you're saying is that the money is the key driver for everyone.
It's, as you said, Rajiv, the lifestyle that people want.
Yes.
That's the key driver. That I don't want to get stuck in the hassle of grocery, the hassle of managing kitchen. I
Hmm.
want to do what I like to do. It's a full-time task, and hats off to people who can do that, who
Yes.
can manage
Yes.
kitchen and work and
Yes.
no
Yes.
complain about it.
A lot of
Yes,
silent performers exactly do that. They are
right.
balancing, they are balancing work and life pressures.
Yeah, I don't feel like cooking. I don't cook. I don't want to get into that hassle. It's a it's a really a task for me where I'm like, oh God, really, I have to do that. So unless until I really want someone to come to my plate, my son comes and I like cooking for him. But apart from that, it's really a very
Yeah.
tiring thing for me.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. But then there are also people who love to cook,
And
right?
there are,
They
yes,
are world-renowned chefs,
and okay,
and
and
they
I will
actually
add
they
on
are
here.
not.
I will
Yes.
add on here. I was in the US, and then people who used to come to US, like new families, we used to help them setting up everything. And then this girl told me that, oh, cooking is my hobby. I'm like, eating is mine. You stay in US, and I'll see how much of hobby that remains. After 3, 4 months, she was like, I don't feel like cooking anymore. I am so done with it because you have to think about uh,
3 meals a
buying the
day.
groceries and then in a very appropriate manner. It's not like that 10 minutes delivery will come if something goes
Yeah.
out, and then
Yeah.
cooking and then cleaning and then doing all the dishes. Yes, that passion will go away somewhere. And
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Because you see, because the in places like US, or where you cannot hire household help like you can do in India. Cooking is one piece of the whole thing, right? You have to do a lot of other things just to cook. And after you have done cooking and eating, then you have to also continue doing a lot of things, which, people who can afford household help, don't have to do it. So that's why, they can say it's like, you look at these, the cooking shows and all that, the chefs and all that. They come in and they'll do what they are best, at doing and nothing more, right? So that's where you're right, that the passion is actually tested. Your passion is tested when the drudgery follows the passion,
And
which always will.
then, yes, yes. And then it's a thankless job at the end of the day.
Well, which job is not thankless?
Doctors.
Oh, are you kidding? People complain about doctor left hand and right.
That's because most of the doctors are now facing that they have
See,
to meet the target. No, no, because most of the doctors are now facing that they have to meet the target.
so
If you
whatever
go
the
to,
reason, whatever the reason, right? So even the cooking and all that is because of the drudgery of
and
that comes along with it.
and another good example of following passion, like if you're very passionate about treating people and uh, making this world better, when you and even hospitals have turned into corporates now. Doctors
Yeah,
get
yeah, yeah,
targets,
yeah, yeah.
and everybody is under that target that okay, they have to bring in the business of this much of amount,
Yes,
which
yeah.
is
You have
again
to.
killing the passion of that person. And maybe he became a doctor or super specialized just because he wanted to give a good lifestyle to the family for himself. And then again, what happens at workplace, be it politics, be it pressure of meeting the targets, it's sad.
But that ultimately will happen in a corporate. Anything there where somebody else is paying for your office, for your seating, for your air conditioning, for your instruments and all that, that pressure will come along. Even if, let's say, you open your own clinic, there are operational costs, right? Unless you are willing to, you know, live the lifestyle with almost no money, yeah, you can be passionate about treating people for free, paying for all the, eating, like, having losses in your clinic, but nobody will survive like that. You see, the thing that we miss out when we talk about the passion and work and this thing is that we assume that being passionate means that, being stupid. So
Yeah,
there
very,
are,
very slight difference between being passionate, being stupid, being courageous. Very
yes,
thin line.
very thin line, right? So, and it's like if you're so passionate about something, will you work for free? And 99% the answer is no. So the question becomes that the passion and all these philosophies and all that, you're right that it comes only after you are earning enough to at least sustain a lifestyle that you desire. If you desire a very modest lifestyle, the moment you start earning that much money, then you will start exercising your passion around whatever it is.
Being simple is also tough, Rajiv. It's not very easy to have a even
I
for
know
that
people,
bare minimum, you need
yeah, yes,
good amount
yes,
of
yeah.
support system.
Yes, exactly. Yes. So that's
And
why I think the underlying, thing is that what drives you, and be very open and honest towards that fundamental thing. And forget all these, narratives and the cliches and all that, I'm very passionate about this. Uh, then don't complain about the lifestyle you get. Yeah, yeah, you can be passionate about creating music, but if you suck at creating music, nobody's going to buy it. You can keep practicing your music for like 10 years. How are you going to eat,
yeah,
right? You'll be a liability on other people. If you want to live like that, okay. But
so yeah, if you're passionate about music or singing or anything, the or maybe playing chess or sports, anything. The concern here is that you have to be beyond best.
yes,
You have to be exceptionally good. Otherwise, treat that as a hobby. And like, yes, it's a very parenting advice that, okay, good this is a hobby, treat it as a hobby, but for
No, I would say that be realistic. You see, even if let's say
realistic.
you want to, I would not say treat it like a hobby or not this thing, but I would say that if you know that you are not, great, you are good. So it's again going back to either you choose the lifestyle that you want and then go after whatever gives you that lifestyle, or you choose your passion and then accept the lifestyle it will give. If let's say music is your hobby, if music is your passion, but you're an average musician, you will be able to earn average money. Then be happy with it. Don't compare yourself with A.R. Rahman or people who are geniuses in music, right? If you are very much into technology, but you're an average technologist, like I'm an average developer. If I start complaining about, hey, the guy in Google is earning 100 times more than I am, well, I'm not as good as he is or he or she is, right? So the question is that either you accept the passion and what comes with it, or you better work your butt off and become, what will give you the best lifestyle that you want.
Very
That's,
well said. Very well said, Rajiv. Either accept the passion and accept that what will come with it.
yeah,
Uh, Thank you. Thank you so much for helping me pondering on this topic. Closing lines from your end.
I think I'll use this couplet which may relate here. हम सब एक हीरा जो अपने अपने पापी की तलाश में.
Very well said, Rajiv. But I want to tell my listeners, nobody will come to
There
seeking
is
for
no
you.
parking looking for you.
Yes, you have to shine and you have to keep working on yourself and
Shine
you
on
have
you,
to take
crazy
the,
diamond.
you have to be that in that grind. Thank you. Thank you so much for listening. Do visit our website, thelielama.com, THELILLAMA.com. Leave us a comment. Let us know if you want to come on our show. We'll be more than happy to host you. Thank you.
Thank you.